7:30 in the morning, and the weekend has felt long. It's cold as shit this morning. It's like 40 degrees, which in Virginia is pretty fucking cold. It gets lower, but yeah, I don't give a shit. We're coming out of the fucking heels of summer and fall and whatnot. We're going right into fall, and we're already at 40 degrees. The only thing I can say that's really nice is the fact that we get cool Halloween decorations, and eventually we get Christmas decorations. The fall and the winter are my favorite times of the year for those reasons. Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. They're my three favorite holidays in the whole year, as I would imagine as most people's. So I like the aesthetic, and I like the cold. Right now, I'm very cold. I'm very cold right now. So 7:30, cold as shit. And like I said, the weekend felt long. It's one of those kind of weekends that felt like, man, it was a 2-day rest weekend, which I think I've told this before, but Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday, they're rest days for me. I don't go to the gym on those days, and I try not to eat too much on those days either. Because obviously you can't. Those days I can only eat 2,400 calories, which may sound like a lot. However, consider I'm 6'3", 26, male, and I am 300. Last I weighed was 307 pounds. I was having a fluctuation between 306 to 310 last week. I can't remember which days were the 310 days, unfortunately. I should probably start marking that. Because at the end of the videos, the stat screens, are supposed to show that. But I just don't remember which ones. I'm just going to take a fucking guess. I've already finished 3 out of the 4 videos I've got to upload in terms of editing. I got one more I got to do. And I've already got 2 of them ready to go for publishing. But yeah. But man, the weekend's been so long. It's one of those things where it's just like, going back to the gym, it just feels like it's a lot. And there might be new equipment there now too, because they still had some stuff they were conjuring in the gym, and of course there's new equipment there. I also haven't taken the time to sit down and create a secondary workout like I said I would this past lower body day, which was last Friday as far as the video uploads are concerned, and as far as where I am right now is concerned. So we got a bunch of stuff, and it made me reconsider how I'm going to approach some of my workouts, right? We got plate-loaded rows, plate-loaded chest machines, and stuff like that. Of course, we got hack squats and leg presses. Obviously, the leg press is just completely replaced the squat press. So it's one of those things where I've got to figure out what I'm doing as far as that shit's concerned. Ready to go through and kind of alternate things a bit. And just have, as I said before, on Friday, a day 1 upper body day and a day 2 upper body day. Same thing for a lower body day, day 1 and day 2. So maybe I'll experiment today with some of this stuff, just to see. Instead of doing like my normal shit, I may experiment a bit more. Instead of doing a concentration curl, I'm gonna do a normal dumbbell curl. Instead of doing dumbbell presses, I will do the chest machine. I might try out the row machine as well, the plate loaded one. It shouldn't be all that different from the cable rows and stuff like the other stuff as far as like the muscles activated. But we'll see how I jive with that. Like the starting resistance on those things are like 2 pounds, so it's like literally fucking light as a feather. So let's see how I can go with those things. It should be interesting. I'm not sure if there's going to be a ton of people on those machines. That's the only thing that may prevent me from doing. Like, for example, when I get there, the first thing I work is my back. So, if the ISO row, if the row pull down is occupied, then I'll just go do the cable rows. See how that goes. But yeah, so as far as other stuff, I mean, you know, I want to incorporate overhead presses again. So I feel like that's probably just a good idea to have that just in my arsenal, so to speak. I'm pretty sure that hits front delts. I'd have to look that up to be exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure overhead presses hit front delts, and the only other exercise I have to hit front delts is my incline dumbbell presses. Those hit front delts, but they don't hit, obviously, it's mostly hitting chest. And the front delt is more of an inconsequential side piece in that instance. So I gotta find where I want to put the overhead presses, you know? Because shoulders, I want those Dragon Ball Z shoulders, you know? I want those boulder shoulders, those globes. That's what I want. I like the aesthetic of it. So I gotta find a way to make sure I can get these puppies, these fucking bad mambo jambos, in a position where I'm working them more. And that may require me to tweak my typical routine a little bit to where I'm doing just a little bit more exercise, which I'm gonna have to pester my girlfriend, who lovingly made my intro and outro. So she made the dawn of the first, second, third, and final day little graphic in the beginning. Very easy to make, but I'm very happy she took the time to do that. I'm very appreciative of that. She did it for free. So, you know, so that's also another thing I'm very appreciative of. Another thing is this Doom stat screen. The upper and the lower body day stat screens, she did those for free as well. So, we love her for that. And, well, not just that, but you get what I'm saying. She was very gracious to do that for me. And I'm very lucky to have the ability to just ask my girlfriend to make me some dumbass graphic for my weight loss journey, and she's like, sure. So, you know, I might have to get her to adjust one of the graphics here. Simply because it's just one of those things where I may have to add an exercise or two. And like, as far as shoulders are concerned, I mean, I'm gonna have to see what I can do, because I know there's a front, rear, and side delts that you want to hit to maximize your shoulder gains. And I have to see what exercises really hit those three things. I know there's a lot of back exercises that also hit your rear delts. So I got to see about that. Just be a bit more. This is like the only muscle group I think that like you have to kind of like think a little bit more about, because you know you're just, like, you do lateral raises, you're only working the side muscle. You do front raises, you're only working, I believe, the front delts. And whatever else, I think I've seen people do like this motion, right? This motion to work their rear delts, but I'm not entirely sure. So I gotta find that out. But anyway, yeah, it's a wonderful Monday morning. It's an upper body day. It's cold as fuck. It's early as shit. I gotta do what I gotta do before I get to the gym, which means I should get to the gym around 8:30-ish, maybe 8:40-ish, depending on traffic. And I'm excited. I'm I'm a little tired. And I do feel weirdly exhausted, even though I haven't really done much over the weekend besides edit 3 of the 4 videos I gotta put out. You know, the week I'm recording this, I have to put those videos out these 4 days. But you know, obviously it's footage from the week before this, so gym, as they say. As the kids like to say, we go gym. Me going gym? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I gym? Yeah. I gym. Me? A gymmer? Oh yeah. Yeah, a gaming gymmer? Oh. Oh yeah. Let's get to it. Let's see what back exercise we gotta do first. I don't know yet because I'm in the car. But you'll know because you get to see it. Let's go. Just got to the gym. Gonna start with the isolateral wide pull down. See how that works and feels for me today. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna play with the weight and see what weight feels the most comfortable. That's gonna give me the most amount of bang for my buck. But yeah, this is one of the brand new machines, so might as well try it, right? Instead of the cable lateral pull downs, and also starting with the lats should be interesting. Give it some time to rest and then finish the whole exercise off with the full back workout at the cable row. So let's get this started. Now that we're done with the isolateral pull downs, we're moving on to the isolateral wide chest. Never done this before, so we're gonna try to do it lightweight, maybe 145 on each side. Try to do 10 sets of 10. The last thing I was able to do 3 sets of 10 at 245s on each side, so 180 in total. 80 on each, or 90 on each arm, and then brought it down, took 145 off and put a 25 in its place, so it's 140, so 70 on each side. So yeah, we got 10 sets of 10 on this, and like I said, I'm not really sure what a comfortable weight is, but we'll figure that out as we go. we're done with the isolateral wide chest machine. What a name. And managed to get through quite a lot with that. Did 55s on each side, so 110 in total for 5 reps, and then dropped down to 45s on each side for 3 reps, and then dropped down to 35s on each side for 2 sets. If I was saying reps, I meant to say sets. So 55 on each side, 5 sets, 45 on each side, 3 sets, and 35 on each side, 2 sets. Managed to push my chest and my front delts pretty hard. I really felt it in my front delts, so I think that might be a very good one for me to do, because I've done the incline press and I don't feel it as much in my delts, my front delts, as I do with that machine. It could be my bad form, so I gotta check on that and see how I can improve that. But now we're moving on to just straight up dumbbell curls. Not concentration curls, just dumbbell curls. Nothing crazy. Gonna try to see what I can do weight wise, because I think concentration curls you can get a higher weight on it. So I'm gonna try to shoot for 40 pounds for each arm, and do 10 sets of 10. So 5 sets on one arm, 5 sets on the other. And then follow that up with a rear delt fly, 17.5 on each arm. I'm gonna still do the whole wrist flexion and forearm curl thing in between the normal dumbbell curls. And I won't record the rear delt flies, so I'll see you after I finish. I'll see you during the dumbbell curls, because of course I will, but I'll see you more after the rear delt flies. So let's get this started. I'm seeing you before the rear delt flies, but I wanted to say it and get it out of my head before I forget. So it seems like I was doing the dumbbell curls, what felt like was supposed to be concentration curls, because I wasn't able to pull as much weight with my bicep. I think it's because of how stable I was. So it's kind of funny. I've got the whole thing mixed up, it looks like, because I was only able to do 2 sets of 40 pounds for each arm, or 1 set per arm, and then 2 sets per arm with 30 pounds, and I was able to do 2 sets per arm with 25 pounds, and that pretty much maxed out my biceps. I don't know if it was because of the previous 2 exercises I had done before this, which is the lateral row pull down thing, and the isolateral wide chest. I don't know if it was because of those, probably more so the lateral pull down than the chest, because the chest only works the triceps really, but I'm not sure. I think I just might have been doing those bicep curls more like concentration curls, which would explain why I wasn't able to go as much as I'm usually able to go. So anyway, now I'm moving on to rear delt flies. Hopefully I'll be able to do 17.5. I'm not sure, so we'll see. Having finished the rear delt flies, I'm now moving on to tricep extensions, and then shoulder shrugs after that. I don't really have any better exercises as far as tricep extensions are concerned, and especially not for trap muscles. I have no clue what other exercise you could do for traps, but tricep extensions are like the only exercise I find that like I jive with the most for triceps. Not like the cable ones. The cable ones, I don't know, I never really got to grips with. I never liked doing those as much as I like doing tricep extension, overhead extensions. So yeah, let's move on. We're gonna be trying to do 45 pounds for tricep extensions this week instead of just 40. See how far I can go with that, and yeah, let's get it going. Managed to get through 7 sets of 10 reps at 45 pounds with the tricep extension, so that's good. Finished it off with 3 sets of 10 at 40. Pretty much mauled my triceps properly. But next we got shoulder shrugs. We're gonna try to do 45s on each side, so 90 pounds in total, and see if we can get through all 10 sets with this. Probably might have to do a drop set at some point, but I'll let you know if we have to do that, because I'm only gonna record 6 sets of this. So anywho, I'll catch you guys in a second. So we managed to finish out the shrugs with 90 pounds in total, 45s on each arm, which I'm very happy about, all 10. Now we're on to lateral shoulder raises, 17.5 on each arm. Hopefully we'll be able to get 10 sets of 10 on this one. Before I was able to do 7 sets of 10, and I had to do 3 sets of 10 at 15 pounds on each arm. So let's try to get this one going and get this one done right. So we managed to get through all 10 sets of lateral raises at 17.5 on each arm, 35 pounds in total. And I'm pretty happy about that. Moving on to reverse curls and wrist flexions and forearm curls. Go try to do all of those at 20 pounds, 10 sets of 10 for each. And let's begin, shall we? almost done. Just have the rows to do. I'm gonna try to do them 60 each arm, so it'll be 120 total. Hopefully we have to get through that. I might have to drop it. I'm not entirely sure right now. And then we got 15 minutes of cardio after that, and we're done. And I'll be seeing you guys in the car after this exercise. Let's get to it. I got out of Wawa, got myself a Fairlife Elite Power Protein or whatever shake. 42 grams of protein, 230 calories. Good to go. But I wanted to talk about variety at the gym. Particularly at the gym, you know, obviously if you have a home gym, you may not have access to all this equipment, especially if you only have dumbbells at home. Not much you can fucking do, right? You know, just do what you can. Try to do different free weight exercises, and just make sure you're watching your form. Either record yourself or have a mirror set up, and just watch yourself, and then watch videos of people doing it and try to cross-reference it. Make sure that you're doing it right. But if you have a gym membership, you go to the gym regularly, I implore you, especially if you're a beginner, this is mostly a beginner issue, I reckon. I implore you, you know, try new things, try new machines. And I mentioned this especially because my gym just recently, last Friday, got new machines. They got an isolateral wide chest and an isolateral pull down, row pull down. I don't know if it's a row or just a pull down. I have to check. It says row, so I'm just gonna assume row, not a pull down. But point is, one to work your titties and your front delts, one to work your rear delts, bicep and back. Another one works your titties, front delt, and triceps. So, having done the isolateral wide chest, I can tell you immediately, I like that machine a lot. Mostly because it forces you to have good form, and most machines do that. Most machines will force you to have good form. Smith machines, if you're a beginner or if you're intermediate and you're worried about looking less masculine than the next guy because you're using a fucking Smith machine, who gives a shit? The Smith machine is safer than like a bench press or squat rack, and it's gonna teach a good form. It's simple as that. Translate how that, when you get to the point where you're just doing it over and over again, you may be able to go over to a squat rack, probably half the weight of it, and then squat, see how that feels in terms of form, and just try to remember that sensation you were feeling on the Smith machine. Same thing with the bench press. You bench some Smith stuff, and then go to a free bench, and do the same thing, and just try to remember that sensation, how it felt, where your arms and your legs were moving. Utilizing the machine as a way to dictate good form in other areas. And this is especially true with just normal machines doing anything, right? Going from free weights, and I say variety stuff, and I understand the irony of it, because, for the past 2 weeks, I've been, and even further, because I've been working out before I started recording these videos, I was only really doing free weights, at least for my upper body day. Lower body day, a little less variety, but I still encourage try to do as many different kinds of things as you can. But upper body day, I had almost no variety whatsoever. And having gone to do machines like the isolateral wide chest, it kind of opened up my eyes to knowing, or feeling that, my front delt and my chest was worked a lot harder than when I normally do dumbbell incline presses and dumbbell bench presses. Now, part of that is the fact that I felt more confident loading the isolateral wide chest machine more. I felt that I could, I put 55 on each side, which isn't a whole hell of a lot, all things considered. But for me, it was more than what I was benching, with the dumbbell. On the dumbbells, I was only doing 40s or 40 pounds, I believe. And this, I was able to go 15 pounds higher. And mostly because the confidence stemmed from the fact that I know that there's little risk for injury as far as the isolateral wide chest is concerned. There's not many places I can go besides forward and backward. Same thing with the machine, so long as there's nothing wrong with it. And having done that, like I said, it opened my eyes to either I have poor form with my incline presses and bench presses, or I'm not pushing enough weight to effectively work my chest and front delt as much as I could. Right, I got to the point of having exhaustion, and it's hard to push. But the burn didn't last very much, and I felt I got a better burn from the isolateral wide chest. And I feel like I should probably also start doing better with progressive overload, because free weights get a little scary, because they can come down, hit you in the face, hit you in the chest, and you're really just kind of left to do whatever. It's entirely on how good your form and stability is. Speaking of stability and good form, when I did the dumbbell curls today, I had really good stability to the point where I felt I was working my biceps a lot better, a lot harder than I was with concentration curls, which that's not supposed to be the case. Concentration curls are supposed to be how you're working your biceps. They're supposed to be the most bicep intensive exercise. And somehow my dumbbell curls were more intensive. So that tells me that my concentration curls might not be as concentrating as I thought. Because the general consensus is that your concentration curl weight should be lower than your dumbbell weight, your dumbbell curl weight, because you're utilizing less muscles when you're doing concentration curl and preacher curls. You only really have your biceps to work with. You don't have much else, whereas the dumbbell curls, you can have the rest of your body. And I've been noticing that when I do my concentration curls, that I'm kind of cheating a little bit. When I'm doing the 55s and 50s, I'm pushing with my body or pulling with my body. And I may be doing that with the lower weights too, having done this. Because this, I was only able to do 2 sets of 10 at 40 pounds. Then I did, I think, 4 or 6 sets of 10 at 30 pounds. And then the rest at 25 pounds. 10 sets of total, that is. So 2 sets of 10 at 25, I think. Don't quote me on that. Could be wrong. Just remember. So having done that, it just kind of like shows me, it tells me that I may not be doing what I'm supposed to do as far form is concerned, and I may be too far concerned with the amount of weight that I'm pushing and pulling than I am with the actual good form to effectively work out my muscle. And that is not something I want to admit, I think. As far as like, I probably should bring the weight down so that way I can actually have good, proper form as opposed to just being a fucking goblin and just trying to raw dog it with poor or not optimal form, which doesn't work my muscles out as much as they should. And at the time, it felt like I had a pretty good thing, but like having done, the chest and front delt exercise today, and having done the bicep one, I feel like I could do a lot better. Now, I will say that my tricep exercise is anything I do that involves the triceps. My triceps feel fully and properly worked. I have no like reservations like, oh, can I do this a little bit better, which I had with the other stuff. Same thing with my legs. Absolutely not. I feel like I push my legs, hard enough, like not Tom Platz fucking hard or anything like that, but I feel like I push my legs hard to the point where I am comfortable with admitting or comfortable with saying that my leg day is doing what it's supposed to. Obviously, I can get harder later, to the point where I can do stuff. Maybe I'll try the Tom Platz fucking the Tom Platz leg routine and just fucking turn my legs into jelly for the next fucking week or month. But other than that, some of my upper body exercises I felt like I could do better. And also like looking more into like the variety of different upper body exercises to try to work more of your muscles. Like I felt like I was lacking with my rear delts in terms of how I was working, because I really wasn't working my rear delts at all. Maybe outside of like the back shenanigans, but today I incorporated rear delt flies to help mitigate or to help supplement the lack of rear delt activation that I feel like I was getting. And I was able to get a pretty nice workout with that. I feel like next week I can go harder or next upper body day, which is Thursday. I feel like Thursday I'll be able to work it out better, probably up into 20 pounds. Today I did the 17.5 for 10 sets, and I was pretty comfortable with that. My rear delts felt a little worked, but I feel like I can push them even harder. So doing stuff like that, going to machines, doing different kinds of exercises that work the same muscles may yield better results than other things, and it may inform you of what you could be doing wrong with the other stuff. I mean, recording and looking back on it is one thing, but really the ultimate thing is how you feel. And I would recommend doing both. Recording it and looking back for your own purposes, and then trying different exercises, and then going from free weights over to the machines and trying to do similar movements. Like the isolateral wide chest machine has it works the same muscles as an inclined bench press or inclined dumbbell press, right? Either of those, I think, which is supposed to work front delt, chest, and triceps. So you do that, and if you're feeling more of a burn on that, then you learn either one of two things, or you learn both things. Your form isn't proper, your weight isn't high enough. So it's one of those two things, or maybe it's both. So highly, highly, highly encourage you guys go out and do various things, right? Try, especially if you got a gym membership, try the fucking machines. You're paying, $10, $20, $30, $40, $50, $60, $70, $80, $90, $100 a fucking month for your gym membership, and you're not even trying all, if not most of the machines there. And even just trying it once to see if you like it. Just try for a full workout. Just see how it feels, right? And if you dig it, then incorporate it more into your workouts. If you don't dig it, then hey, at least you know. At least you know. You went over to the Smith machine. You thought the Smith machine was great, but you may feel that the Smith machine isn't giving you what you want as much as like a squat rack could, right? Something like that. Maybe not an apt comparison, but I think you get what I'm fucking talking about. Now, Obviously, do it within reason. And if you're like a fucking straight up beginner, I highly recommend starting everything off with free weights. Obviously, legs, you can't really do that with most things. You know, you kind of have to do your leg press, your leg extensions, your hamstring curls, things like that. On machines, maybe there's some doohickeys out there that'll allow you to do it without machines, but at least for upper body stuff and whatnot, highly recommend free weights to try to develop good form, and then move on to the machines, because machines are very guided, and they can kind of stifle you as far as like practicality is concerned. I could be talking out my ass, but this is just what I've been told and what kind of makes sense to me. When I say practicality, I mean like everyday use, right? You know, with dumbbells, like, you don't really have anything to guide you. With like an isolateral chest machine, it's either forward or backward. You're not going to be moving left, right, diagonal, or fucking no. You don't really have a 3D space to operate off of with that. You have a 2D space, forward and backwards. No sides, no diagonals, no up and down, just forward and backwards, right? So that's kind of why I recommend doing that. You just kind of get to grips with using free weights, and then, you know, moving on to the machines and stuff like that. So yeah, lesson today: start doing variety in your fucking workouts. You know, don't just do the same thing over and over and over again for a very long time. You know, maybe do the same thing for about a month or so. And in my case, I did free weights for about a month-ish, maybe a little longer, before I and I was recording before, like 2-ish or so weeks before I started. I was working out 2 or so weeks before I started recording, and now, on week 3 of my recordings, I'm like, okay, now my gym has new equipment, so it's like maybe I should probably, start changing things up. And in my case, I kind of needed my gym to do, present new equipment for me to kind of get to the point of that realization. But hopefully you guys will need something like that to figure out that you probably should have variety in your exercises. So anyway, let's move on to the stat screen and see, our typical stats, because I hardly change how many sets I'm doing, but what does change is my weight. So go to the stat screen and see how much I weigh this time. See where I weighed in today. Observe that wonderful Doom font and that fantastic outro screen that my girlfriend so graciously made for me. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow on our first leg day of the 3rd week. See you later.